Welcome back if you're joining us from video part 1, or welcome if you're just joining in. This is video part 2 of the Urlacher adventure. If you haven't seen video part 1, you may be wondering, what the hell is an Urlacher? This is an Urlacher. Now, the Urlacher kit was developed by a guy named David Urlacher, which is how it got its name. And the idea was to take these outdated, inefficient Bitcoin miners, at least by today's standards, and turn them into efficient, modernized, futuristic mining machines. Now, the Urlacher kit consists of 3 main components. This modified PSU, it's got this Vonnett's Wi-Fi kit, and it has a low-key kit down here in the control board, which makes all this stuff work. And what you end up with is a quiet Bitcoin miner you can plug into any residential outlet that you're also able to use Wi-Fi with, which is not typical when it comes to full-size industrial miners. Now, there's a couple of ways to accomplish this. You can buy the kit and you can use an existing S19 or S21, and you can do this yourself like I did in video part 1. Or you can buy one of these things from Altair and it shows up exactly like this right here. All the mods have been done, the firmware has been installed, and so it's a plug and play, ready to go device by the time it gets to your house. Now, one of the things I love most about this concept is that David did not just teach an old dog new tricks. In fact, he found this dog's new purpose. And quite frankly, I actually think it's better at this than it ever was at being a full-size commercial Bitcoin miner for a couple of reasons. Number 1, it's not using tons of electricity, and number 2, it's quiet, so it's just quietly sitting there doing its thing. So in this video, what we're going to imagine is that I just bought one of these things from Altair. We're going to forget all about the fact that I built one myself, and we'll just pretend one just showed up in a box. Now, when you buy one of theirs, they give you a brand new S19K Pro. They've done all the mods for you, and so when it shows up, it's a plug-and-play miner just like any of the other plug-and-play miners that they sell. There's a lot of stuff to talk about. Let's go ahead and get this thing plugged in. Hey, it's plugged in. Okay, cool. Now let's go through the setup process. So once we get this thing all plugged in, we've got to give the Vonnett's unit here a second to boot up and start doing its thing. Now eventually, after about 90 seconds, it'll broadcast a Wi-Fi signal. So we go over to our Wi-Fi networks here and we locate it. Now, I've already done this, and so it's not going to let me go through the setup process again. So just track with me here. Here's what you do. So you search for the Vonnett's in your network. It's going to be Vonnett's._2.4G. Now, once you click on it, it's going to ask you for a password, which is going to be 123456778. Now, forgive my instruction sheet that my kids destroyed and poured juice on or something. I'm doing the best I can. So after you've connected to the Vonnett's network, you go to your browser and you type in Vonnett's.cfg. Then you click the wizard tile to get to the setup area. After you do that, it will show you a list of networks. It'll scan for all of them. You select the network that you want to connect to. Now, once you do that, all you do is input the password for your Wi-Fi network and press save. Now, after that happens, this thing will reboot, it will do its thing, and it will be connected to your network. Now, the next thing we have to do is find this device's IP address. When you buy yourself a BitAxe or an Avalon Q or an Octaxe, there's a nice little LCD screen that tells you what the device's IP address is. Well, since this thing doesn't have an LCD screen, we've got to find it another way. Now, there's a couple of ways to do this, but I prefer to use a program called Angry IP because it's so angry and it's free to download and very easy to use. So all we're going to do once you install it and run it is press start. Now, that's going to scan for every single device that's currently connected to your local network. Now, what you do from there is you just scroll down until you see one that says antminer.lan, and that is going to be the IP address for your device. Remember that IP address we talked about a few minutes ago? You're just going to take that and put it into your browser right here. And that's going to open up the Lux operating system, which in my opinion is the best web interface I have ever seen for any miner I have ever owned. If you're familiar with AxOS, it's kind of like that, but just 10 times more robust with pretty much every bit of data you could ever possibly want. But despite being very robust, it is very simple to navigate, it's easy to use, and pretty user-friendly. So first thing we're going to do is input our pool. That's going to be like any other device. You put in your Stratum address, you put in your payout address, and you press save. Now, there's a couple of things that make this unlike any device, and that is the hash rate split. So you could put 10 different pools in here if you want, and then you simply go to percentage and decide how much hash rate you want to allocate towards each. So you could do like 50% for Bitcoin, you could do 20% for Bitcoin Cash, you could do 10% for Digibyte, and 20% for Bitcoin 2 if you were so inclined. Now this thing's going to be solo mining for Bitcoin, but it's nice to know that I have that option. And so this is one of the big differentiators between any other device in the market right now. You don't have to decide between solo mining and pool mining. You don't have to decide between Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash or Digibyte or whatever else, because you can effectively mine for all of those at once. And so that kind of makes this thing like having 10 NerdQX++s. The only difference is it's less than a quarter of the price of buying 10 NerdQX++s. Now, I've mentioned this before, but probably one of my favorite things is just having a full-size Bitcoin miner on my desk. Now, typically, you cannot do that unless you're insane because they're very, very loud. Let's take a quick pause for a cinematic look at the Urlacher doing its thing. And then let's address the burning question on everyone's minds. How does this thing compare to the Avalon Q? So when it comes to noise, which one is quieter? It's going to be the Avalon Q. It sounds like a gentle wind blowing in the morning. It's not loud at all. In fact, all 4 of the fans are enclosed, and so you barely hear this thing. Even when it's on super mode, and even when the fans are ramped up, it's still very, very quiet. So if you're looking for something with nearly silent operation, it's going to be this thing right here. Now that's not to say that this thing is loud, because it's also very quiet. In fact, it's one of the things that I was most excited about. Just the idea of having a full-size Bitcoin miner running in my house that's not going to torture all of my family members. I thought that was really cool, and I was very surprised by how quiet this thing actually is. Now you hear the fans, it's like the kind of a gentle whirring noise that provides this peaceful white noise that I almost enjoy. So when I'm done with this video, I'm actually going to take this thing and put it on my desk in my office, and it's going to hang out with me every day. So it's definitely not going to be something where it's loud and obnoxious. Now real quick, I'll give you a quick demonstration to show you what this is like compared to how it sounds when it's in full-size Bitcoin miner mode. So here we go. So substantially louder in regular mode. Imagine a full-size Bitcoin mining farm if you've never seen one. Imagine like 500 or 1,000 of these things all doing that noise. And that's why you see those videos sometimes of like they'll put a Bitcoin mining operation in rural Georgia somewhere. And people are on the news going, I can't stand it. It's all night long. I can't sleep. It's making me crazy. That's because they're listening to the sound of like 1,000 hair dryers from hell just going off 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. But in this configuration, the fans are only running at 15, 20% maybe. And so it's, again, pretty quiet. Which one of these is hotter? Well, let's get down to that right now. So if you put your hand back here, kind of feels like a warm summer breeze coming out of the back of this thing. The Avalon Q, especially in super mode, it turns any room that it's in into like a sauna. It's blazing hot inferno. And that's actually great if you live in northern Canada and you want to warm up your shop or your house during the middle of a frigid winter. But if you live in Southwest Florida like I do, you don't want anything warming up your house, and you definitely don't want something sitting on your desk blowing blazing hot air into your face all day. And so if you want something that doubles as a Bitcoin miner and a space heater, definitely go with the Q. If you want something that you can have on your desk in Southwest Florida, this is probably going to be the way to go. Okay, so let's get down to the important stuff. And I just want to tell you a funny story here. So when I got this thing all plugged in, all set up, I got online and I reported some of my initial findings as far as the numbers, the hash rate, the power usage, and the efficiency. Now I was reporting the numbers I was getting from the dash, and I had a feeling that those were probably off. And so I mentioned several times I was waiting to get a wall meter because that's the only real way to find out exactly what your efficiency is. You figure out your hash rate, you figure out exactly what it's pulling from the wall, you do some math, and that's your efficiency. Now, here's a perfect example of this. So right now we're at 71.63 terahashes per second. That's accurate. I can verify that in the pool. It says we're using 1,242 watts, when in reality, we're using about 1,400 watts. 1,400, 1,401, 1,402, so quite a bit higher than the dashboard back there is reporting. So the Q is telling us we're running at about 94 terahashes a second, and we are consuming 1,769 watts of electricity. But the wall says we're only using 1,759, so it's actually using a little less than it's reporting. That's pretty cool. Okay, so let's do some math. So 1,400 divided by 72 equals 19.44. Okay, pretty good. Now let's go to 1,756 divided by 94 equals 18.68. So pretty close, but the Q wins. Now honestly, there's a huge part of me that was hoping the Lux firmware was correct and it was giving me those insane efficiency numbers. But as it turns out, the Q is the more efficient miner. Not by a whole lot, but it is slightly more efficient. But how do they compare in terms of price? Well, that gets interesting. So if you go online to Altair's website and you live in the United States, and let's say you decide to buy yourself a brand new Avalon Q, it's going to cost you about $1,600 to have it shipped to your door. This thing's going to cost you about $970 maybe to ship it to your door. And so the price difference is about $600. Now, when it comes to buying this or the Avalon Q, obviously this is much less expensive. And so this is probably definitely the better buy for the money, in my opinion. Being under 1,000 USD and having 60-70 terahashes a second is absolutely insane. It's a tough one, guys, but I gotta say, this is my absolute favorite home miner you can buy. So now the Avalon Q is all upset because it heard me out in the garage saying that the Urlacher is my new favorite home miner. Listen, I still love the Avalon Q. I think these things are great. I'm a huge fan of the Q and, quite frankly, the Canaan brand. Now keep in mind here, I made a video where I said the Avalon Q was the best home miner you could buy and my favorite home miner that exists. Now, of course, when I made that video, this thing was out, but it was not as cool as it is now. And so this kind of changed the game for me. And it really boils down to 3 reasons. Number 1, it is cool looking. It looks like a Bitcoin miner because it is a Bitcoin miner. Having a quiet Bitcoin miner in your house, to me, is the coolest thing in the world. Number 2, the price. What you get for the price is absolutely insane. The value for dollar, the terahash per dollar spent, is an amazing deal, in my opinion. These things are also going to last a long time. I mean, this is the S19K Pro. These things have a reputation for being bulletproof. And that is when they're running all the time, they're sitting in a warehouse full of a whole bunch of these. It's hot, it's loud, it's stressful. And in this situation here, you know, this thing is running at far less than it's actually intended for. So you've got far less stress on the chips and on the components. And I imagine that this thing is going to last a long time. So pretty cool. The other thing that's big for me is going to be this Lux OS. The dashboard portion of things is night and day when you compare like the Avalon dashboard, which gives you a little bit of information, but not a whole lot, to this thing, which is like totally professional grade. It gives you all the information you could ever possibly want and more. And on top of that, you get that multi-hash rate split, which enables you to mine for all kinds of coins at the same time. You can pool mine, solo mine, you can do it all, and you can do it all from one device. Now, this is a new development in the Urlacher world, the ability to connect to HashWatcher. This was actually the very first LuxOS Antminer to ever connect to HashWatcher, and that's because I'm part of the test team. So now, as of 1 week ago, you are able to control this thing remotely. I could be on a transatlantic flight, change my fan speed, change my hash rate, and if I look at the chart and something doesn't look right, I can just shut it down from my phone, from wherever I am at. And so thanks to HashWatcher, it has taken this device, this outdated dinosaur by today's standards, and it has brought it into the modern era. And it is now a futuristic 2026 worthy home mining Bitcoin machine. So pretty cool. I don't know, for all those reasons, guys, this thing is now my favorite home miner you can possibly buy. That may change once I build the S21 Plus. But even in that case, you know, if the S21 Plus far outshines this, which it probably will in terms of efficiency and performance, it's still going to cost 3 or 4 times more to build the thing. So this is still going to be a better value. It's still going to be a bulletproof, reliable miner that gives you a lot of options and a lot of hash rate for not a whole lot of money. So pretty cool. So anyway, I think this thing is pretty sweet. I love the fact that you can control it remotely with HashWatcher. I like the hash rate. I like the value. I like that multi-hash rate split with the Lux OS. I like the fact that it looks like a Bitcoin miner. It's very cool. Now, big shout out to the gentleman at Altair for making this video possible. Now, if you'd like to buy one of these things, there is a link down in the description to this thing on the Altair website. And there's also a magical code. Now, that magical code is going to give you two things. Number one, it's going to save you a few bucks. Not a whole lot, but a couple of bucks, better than nothing. It's also going to grant you access to a 20-minute session with me, either on FaceTime or on Skype or Google Hangouts, or if you'd like, a good old-fashioned phone call. So if you buy one of these things and use that code, I'll help you get all set up. I'll answer any questions that you have about mining, and I will make sure that you are happily mining away. Find another content creator who's going to do that. So I so appreciate you tuning in, guys. If you would be so kind and generous as to leave me a like or a comment or even a subscribe, I would really appreciate it. It helps me validate my self-worth, especially when I go to companies like Altair and I say, hey, you guys want to make me a deal on an S21 Plus? Because I really want to, build another one of these. And they'll say, well, why the hell should we do that? And I'll say, because guys watch my videos and they subscribe to the channel. And then they'll say, okay, sure, you can have an S21 Plus, Ryan. Maybe one day. I'm working hard. I hope one day I get to be like a Vosk Coin or a Rad Panda or a hobbyist miner. Those guys are just raking in the big bucks. The Bitcoin miners are raining down on them. And the subscribes are just flowing in. So maybe one day. But thanks again for watching. I always appreciate you coming to hang out. Let me know if you have any questions, and I will see you next time.